guys, welcome back to another video. This is so weird for me because I feel like I haven't been on here like this in a very long time. Like I've posted a few vlogs and stuff, but I really haven't been able to just sit down, do my makeup, and talk to you guys. So today I am going to dinner with a friend, so I'm gonna get ready and I'm gonna just give you guys a little update on what's been going on in my life. And I'm also going to show you guys what I've been doing different with my makeup lately, because I know a lot of people have been asking me like, girl, we need an updated tutorial, because I have been changing some of the products and some of the techniques that I've been doing on myself. So we're just gonna get into the video. So I actually am kind of in somewhat of a rush, of course, because that's just me. It wouldn't be me without rushing. So I'm gonna try to like really go through all of the steps and also talk with y'all without trying to get like too sidetracked, because I am rushing. But first, obviously, we're gonna start out with priming our face. So I'm going to use this YSL Blur Primer. This right here, game changer. Like this, you already kind of feel how smooth it is going onto the face already when you first apply it. And you really don't need too much, because a little bit does go a long way with this. But priming is super important for me because I have big pores and I also am super oily, so I really like my makeup to be matte and like baby smooth when I apply it. And obviously the first step to all of that is healthy skin, and my skin isn't the best right now, but I have been taking a lot of the steps that I need to take to just make sure at least I don't have acne or like a lot of texture, because that is a huge part of why people's makeup doesn't come out how they like it. So next I'm going to use this MAC Pro Brow Definer. And I love this pencil because it's literally micro tiny, but the only thing about that is the product does not last that long. Like I swear I just got this pencil like 3 weeks ago and I already need a new pencil. But the way it makes my eyebrows look so real, and it's just tiny enough to like fill in the gaps. Like I've changed the way I've done my eyebrows so much compared to how I used to do them in the past. Like I used to do them so thick and full, and now I just like it to look natural. Like I'm literally just going in and filling in the gaps. And I give myself hair like strokes in the front, and then I take the spoolie and I blend everything out. But yeah guys, okay, there's so much I have to update you guys on. Like I don't even know where to start. And this is really like, I'm gonna keep saying this, but it's really difficult for me because I haven't done a video in so long. Me trying to talk and also explain what I'm doing is just a lot for me. And really when it comes to my eyebrows, I apply it so messy because the concealer saves my life every time. Concealer really saves my life with like anything I do. Ignore this little swollen part of my eyebrow because I just scratched myself. But concealer is like my lifesaver in literally any single makeup look I do, because I apply stuff pretty messy and the concealer just helps me clean it right back up. So now I'm going to use my Dior Forever Skin Correct concealer. This stuff right here is bomb. It gives a really nice natural dewy kind of like skin finish, and I'm in the shade 4W. And this is like my everything concealer. This is my under eye concealer. Like sometimes I can use it as a foundation because the color match is really close. And I have lost so much of my color, y'all. Like I feel so light in comparison to what I used to look like, because I just have been working a lot and I haven't really been like laying out in the sun. I need a vacation. I need a vacation. Hold on. Sorry, I kind of have to focus on my brows because it's like talking and doing your brows is a lot. But I need a vacation so bad, and like I really want to take one but I've had such bad luck with like girls trips in the past. Like there's so many different girls trips I have tried to take, like my own trips that I plan or trips that other people plan and I tag along, like birthday trips. Like I've tried so many times and I have had like really bad experiences every time. The only good experience I've had taking a trip with another person was when I went to Cabo, and it was because I was with like my man at the time. So, and I think that's probably the only reason why I enjoyed it. I don't know, it's something about going on girls trips. We're dealing with women on trips in general. It's just a lot. And I am definitely a girl's girl, but like when it comes to traveling with your friends, you can't travel with all of your friends. Like all of your friends are not going to be your travel friends, just because like you got to think you're going to be going to sleep, waking up, spending every second of the day with each other. And you have to really make sure that whoever you decide to go with, is gonna like match your vibe, match your energy, know how to read the room, like know how to be chill, know how to be turned. Like you have to make sure that whoever you're with is like well versed and kind of dynamic as a person, because too much of one or the other is just like, it's just too much for me. I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing, but that's why I'm saying you like also kind of have to really know yourself to know who you are compatible with traveling with, because things, you know, you just can, it can easily become a thing where like you guys can get on the wrong foot or on the wrong page with the vibes that you guys want to go with for your trip, and then it's just like you're spending, you know, your own money. Especially when you're spending your own money, it's like you want to make sure that you're enjoying your time, because trips do not be cheap. And when you go on a trip and spend like a lot of your own money and don't enjoy it, you just feel like it's a waste of time. And most of the time that I've taken like trips, I have kind of felt like it was a waste of time. And then I also have lost like some friendships from it, and it's just like, it doesn't need to be that way, you know? So it's just like, I want to make sure that, and honestly, I've been like looking into solo traveling a lot more. Like I've been thinking about doing solo traveling, but I just love being able to experience things with other people. And when you solo travel, you're kind of limited on the things that you're able to do. Personally, I feel like that because I just really care about my safety, and I want to make sure that like if I'm taking a trip somewhere, I'm gonna be safe and I don't have to worry about, you know, being by myself if something were to go down. Yeah, so that's the only reason why I'm like kind of iffy about solo travel, but I've been leaning more into looking into doing it because I just feel like it's a good way for me to get out, meet new people, and I know I'm gonna have a good time with myself because I just have a good time with myself. Like I like being by myself, I don't know. But I forgot to show you guys what I used on my brows. For my brow gel, I used the MAC Pro Locked Brow Gel. And I love this stuff because it really just sets my brows and makes them fluffy, and they really do not move all night. And then for my foundation, I'm using the KVD Good Apple Serum Foundation in the shade Tan. This stuff right here, super full coverage, and it just gives like a skin-like finish, and it's lightweight. It doesn't feel too heavy. And I like to use a brush to blend my foundation because I feel like it gives me more of a full coverage look. I don't know, I'm a full coverage girly. If I'm gonna do my makeup, I'm gonna do my makeup. Like, I know everybody's been into the no makeup, concealer makeup. Like even the concealer makeup is still makeup because they put concealer literally all over their face. If anything, concealer makeup is a little heavier than foundation to me personally, but that's just me. Yeah, I've been looking into solo travel. Like for my 26th, I thought about going to Italy and like, you know, backpacking and like trying Italy, France, Rome, like, you know, doing the whole shebang that people usually do when they go to Europe, because I think the train systems and stuff out there are super close. So like you can take a train to like Venice, you can take a trip to Rome, like on the train, and then you can fly from there to London, and then from London you can fly back to the States, which is like a full, you know, whatever. I'm gonna go back in with this Dior under my eyes, and I'm only gonna start right here. So this is the thing I've changed up about my foundation, is I start right here with this, and then I go down the bridge of my nose. Literally just, I keep everything really central. I don't go on my forehead anymore with the concealer. And while that is sitting and getting a little, you know, dry, because it makes it really full coverage, I go in with the Juvia's Place liquid blush. This right here, you guys, oh my god, I'm in love. It's in the shade Blush Lily. It's super duper pink, and I love this because it just gives me a really cute Barbie doll look, and so much product comes in here. It lasts forever, and I focus this like on the highest parts of my face. So like normally in the past, I used to put my blush right here on the bottom, on the apples of my cheek. But I learned if you put the blush like on this high point and blend it in kind of somewhat under your eye, and then set it with the concealer, it changed the game for me. Like, it really changed the game. And I blend it down a little bit onto my cheek. And the way that this just like, I don't know if you guys know who Kevin Luan is on Instagram. He was like a really big makeup artist in Houston, and I think now he's in LA, and he does like literally everybody's makeup. He kind of started this trend for me, and for the longest I was trying to figure out like how to get my makeup to look like the makeup that he does on other people, because it's just so bronzy. The blush is just so like beautiful and airbrushed and just nice. And I figured it out eventually, but it took a long time for me to figure this out. Let me close the blinds because I feel like the lighting, the natural lighting from outside is kind of like, okay, perfect. So yeah, I was trying for the longest to figure out how he got that bronzy look, and I'm gonna insert a picture because like his work is just phenomenal. But I figured it out eventually, and it's just making everything at the very high points of your cheek and really blending. I looked at the time and now I'm kind of a little stressed. So now I'm also gonna go in with a cream contour. This is the House Labs Medium Deep Golden Concealer. This also bomb, like, oh my god, changed the game for me. Doing liquid and powder, contour and blush. And we're gonna do the forehead and my chin and my nose. So now I'm gonna, this concealer is still drying obviously, but I'm gonna blend out the contour. Everything I do is also in an upward motion, just because you don't want to like drag your face down. You want to kind of give yourself like a mini facelift vibe. But back to what I was saying, I've been looking into solo travel a lot more lately, and I've been like contemplating, and I know eventually I'm gonna take the leap because I do enjoy my own company, but I'm like nervous about the safety aspect of it. So if you guys like, if anybody's watching, if you guys have solo traveled and have any like advice on where I should go, like what are good places to solo travel, or like tips and tricks that you guys recommend for solo travel, like please let me know, because I think 26 is giving very much. I'm gonna be 26 in like 3 months. Not 3. Jesus. I'm gonna be 26 in like 5 months. I just celebrated my half birthday, so I'm like, I don't know, I'm just in a whole different era. Like I feel like, I don't feel like I'm old per se, but I just feel like I'm not in my party era anymore. Like that time has passed a long time ago for me. I've been partying and going to the club since I was like 19, and I'm like over that era of my life, you know? Like, I feel like some people are kind of just entering into it, but like, I went to college at Howard, babes. I went to college in DC. Like, I was around a whole bunch of stuff really early because I did not like doing things that everybody my age was doing. I just felt like I was grown and felt like, you know, I want to be hanging out with the big kids, and the big kids are going to the club. So I have found my way into the club. I don't know how I got into the club because none of my, like, I used to, I'm gonna incriminate myself, but I don't care. I used to try to use like my friends' IDs to get into the club, and it never worked because I have very distinct features and nobody really looked like me. And so like, and the security guards in DC, depending on where you're going, they really do not play about that at all. And I used to get like my ID snatched, and I used to try to get into the club, and it just didn't work. And then eventually I had gotten into the club, and I had like met this promoter who always had sections like when celebrities would come into town, and he used to like get me in the club basically until I turned 21. And then once I turned 21, I already had the connections because I had been in the club since I was like 19 with promoters and stuff like that, and I just would go to the club and be partying like all the time. But then once I graduated college, it started getting played out, and like I would get invited out and I would never go, and I would blame it on work, but really I think it was just because I just did not enjoy the club. You start seeing the same people everywhere, it's the same music, it's the same vibes, like, and I kind of was just like looking for something different. Like I said, once everybody kind of started doing it my age, I was like, okay, what are the big kids doing? You know, like I want to do what the big kids are doing. So I don't know, now I'm like entering this phase of my life. Obviously, like there are a lot of my friends who are like getting married and having kids. I am not at that phase of my life at all, like by any means yet. Maybe marriage, like I wouldn't mind being a fiance. I wouldn't mind being a fiance, but like having kids, no. Like I still feel like there's a lot I want to accomplish before I have kids. I want to make sure that I'm like super stable and like that I've experienced life to the fullest, you know, before I bring a life into this world, because that is permanent and that does not go away. Also for my concealer, I use the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I love this stuff. This is like super full coverage, and I'm in the shade Golden Beige. But I want to make sure, you know, like I'm established enough to where I'm bringing my child into this world on a silver platter. Like I want them to have a silver spoon, you know what I mean? Like I really want to make sure, just based off of how I am already for myself, like I want to make sure I'm good for myself and then some. You get what I'm saying? Because I really don't want my kids to want for anything, and I want to give them literally everything. Like I want them to be traveling at 6 months old. You know what I'm saying? Like Haley and DDG's baby. Like you're in Italy. You don't even know you're in Italy, but we're in Italy, you know? And I just really want to make sure that the man I decide to have children with is going to be there for me and like support me and just be there for me through and through. And I think a lot of people don't think about that these days, and then, you know, they end up in these like horrible situations and stressed out. And I personally am like a huge stressor as is, so like I really don't even think I could manage. Like I don't even think I could make that a thing. Yeah, I think I would like simply pass away. Like I really don't think I could handle that stress. Like that is way too much stress for one person. So I just really want to make sure everything's good. So right now, you know, a lot of my friends are getting married and doing those things, and so I've been trying to figure out what I can do for myself in this time to, you know, make myself happy and like still live my life without having to like wait around for people, because, you know, it's getting a little harder. Like all of my friends are like going left and right, and I'm just like, okay, kind of have to start like branching out. Like I don't know. And I'm not saying that like I can't be friends with my friends who have kids and are getting married, but if you know, you know. Like, you try to hang out with your married friends or your friends that have kids, and it's always kind of some type of an excuse as to like, oh, like I can't my husband, or I can't my kids, or, you know. And I get it, believe me, I get it, but I'm not at that point in my life, so that's why it's a little hard, because I'm like, girl, like, we can get up and go, but like, they can't get up and go, you know. Like, they can, but they can't, like, not like as sporadically as I'm trying to get up and go, or like to the places I'm trying to get up and go to, or like, you know. So I just used a Morphe banana powder to set my face, and I don't really let the powder sit on my face for that long. I'm not a big like baker. I just like to just set it so that it looks, you know, nice. And usually I'll go in with my One Size like highlight, the ultra pink powder on the inner corner, but I literally don't know where it is, and I'm like really tight on time, so I'm not gonna look for it. So now I'm gonna go into contouring. So I'm gonna use my One Size contour palette, and this is the dark trio. It's gonna be way too dark for me right now because I am not the shade I usually am, so I'm gonna go in with a really fluffy brush so that it's not so harsh, and I'm just gonna go over the places that I put my contour on my forehead. Okay, and then we're just gonna contour the nose. And then I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced Natural Face palette. I love this palette so bad. It is so cute. And I'm gonna go in with that bright pink shade on the top to match the liquid blush. And I'm just gonna go over that with a fluffy brush. I really like to set everything with fluffy brushes now, just because I feel like it blends everything out a lot more nice than like a dense brush. When you do a dense brush, it picks up a lot of the product and it just shows up too harsh. This is giving like very much airbrushed and just put together and nice, that Kevin Luan look that I like to go for. I'm gonna clean up the contour underneath here with the powder. And immediately dust it off because I do not want it to look too harsh with the powder right there. Okay, so my base is pretty much finished. So I'm gonna go in and set with the Benefit Professional Super Setter setting spray. This stuff keeps your face super duper matte and just nice. I'm gonna try not to get my hair wet. And then once that finishes drying, I'm gonna go in with my One Size On Till Dawn setting spray. This is like hairspray for your face. Like, it's really strong, but when I say my face don't move, it don't. I took a nap with my full face on a white pillow, and it was like no transfer. I was like, oh yeah, this is my girl. This is my girl. Try not to breathe that in because it's strong. It's very strong. All right, y'all, I have 7 minutes. Okay, so for me, like, I'm not really big on eyeshadow, but my lashes, super important. Like, I feel like I cannot do a lash without my bottom lash mascara. So I use the Clinique High Impact Mascara. you guys can't really see it, but I use this and I love this because it has microfibers in the mascara, so it really lengthens your lashes and adds like thickness and volume to it, which I love. So I'm gonna put this on my bottom lashes. Okay, now that that's on, I'm gonna go in with the Fortune Cookie NYX Butter Gloss. I'm like almost out of this, so I'm like scraping the bottom at this point. Actually, I'm gonna go in with my MAC Love You Back lipstick just so that I have a little more color. And then I'm gonna go in with this Nude Sticks Hydropeptide Lip Butter, and it's kind of like pinkish, just to top it off. 'Cause I love a glossy lip. Cute. Okay. So I know I didn't really get to talk too much because I was rushing, but we got to go through my makeup routine and what I do now that's changed. And yeah, so now I'm about to go get ready, you guys. I'll show you guys videos of my outfit after I get dressed. And if I don't see you guys, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Click that thumbs up button if you liked it. Also follow me on all of my social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. It's all going to be linked in the description box down below, as well as the products that I used in today's video. And I'll see you guys in my next one.